Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power is like a dark mirror reflecting the intricate dance of ambition and cunning that defines our world. Are you ready to be a cunning fox in your field? Greene's guide promises to reveal how the masters of power manipulate and strategize for success. Drawing from historical figures like Machiavelli and Napoleon, Greene's laws are a rich tapestry of strategic wisdom and cold pragmatism. But be warned, Greene's path to power can seem overly cynical or manipulative. Are you prepared for the price of mastering these laws? Robert Greene's work is a meditation on history's lessons in power, inviting us to ponder the intricate dance of ambition and strategy throughout time. Greene's laws are like this forest at night, full of secrets and unseen predators, requiring constant vigilance to stay ahead. In Greene's world, every strategic move is a battle for supremacy. The laws guide us through these battles like wise generals leading their armies. Greene's guide is not for the faint-hearted. It demands a ruthless self-awareness to survive in a world where everyone else is vying for the same dominance. In 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene reveals that mastering the art of power requires a deep understanding of human nature and strategic thinking. Greene's laws are like the instincts of this fox. They guide one to move silently and unseen until the perfect moment strikes for action. For Greene, power is not just about acquiring it, but also understanding its ephemeral nature and the constant vigilance required to maintain it. Law 4 advises us to deprive ourselves of what we desire most, to sharpen our focus and willpower. This fox embodies the wisdom of restraint as it selects a single berry, knowing there are more on the vine. In Law 1, Never Outshine the Master, Greene advises to avoid overshadowing your superiors, a principle that's as relevant in corporate boardrooms as it was in medieval courts. It's about knowing when to step back and let others take center stage. Law 2, Always Say Less Than Necessary, encourages discretion in speech and action, making this a law for the ages. It's about leaving things to imagination and implication rather than over-explaining oneself. Law 4, Deprive Yourself, it is the most important of all laws, emphasizes the need to limit oneself to gain greater appreciation and respect from others. It's about self-restraint in an era where excess often goes unchallenged. Understanding these laws requires more than just reading about them. They demand constant application and vigilance in everyday life. Greene's guide offers both enlightenment and caution for those who wish to navigate power dynamics effectively. In 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene warns us never to outshine our master, a principle that underscores the importance of humility and discretion in climbing the ladder of power. Greene's Law 2 advises us to say less than necessary. It is the wise words left unsaid that carry weight in power games. Less is often more when manipulating outcomes. Law 4 of 48 Laws of Powers encourages self-denial as a means to an end. By limiting oneself, one becomes more adaptable and resilient in the face of challenges. With 48 Laws of Power, Greene doesn't just list principles, he provides historical examples that illustrate how these laws have been applied throughout history by successful figures from kings to CEOs. Greene's introduction to Law 1 advises us never to outshine our master, a cautionary tale for those who wish to climb the ladder without stepping on heads in the process. Law 2 teaches us to always say less than necessary, a principle as applicable in boardrooms as it was on the battlefields of history. Law 4 advises us to deprive ourselves. It's the most important law because true power comes from self-discipline and the ability to control one's desires. Throughout the book, Greene masterfully blends historical anecdotes and practical advice to create a compelling narrative that challenges our moral boundaries while offering pragmatic insights into power dynamics. Robert Greene reveals that to never outshine your master means preserving yourself within a hierarchy. It's about maintaining equilibrium and avoiding the jealousy that comes from being too successful or noticeable. Law 2 advises always saying less than necessary. It's about being enigmatic and leaving room for interpretation. Let others work to understand you fully. Law 4, deprive yourself to gain self-control and focus your energy on the right things. This law speaks about the value of restraint and prioritizing your goals over immediate pleasures. While Greene's laws can be seen as cynical or manipulative, they are also a stark reality check for those who seek to navigate complex social hierarchies successfully. In Law 1 of his guide, Greene advises us to never outshine our master. It's a lesson about humility and timing. Law 2 suggests always saying less than necessary. Being reserved can make your words more impactful. Law 4 is about depriving yourself. It's not just about self-denial, but also understanding your limits and strengths. These laws serve as reminders to always be aware of your surroundings and stay one step ahead. Greene's Law 1 advises us never to outshine the master, suggesting that success often comes from playing a supportive role rather than trying to overshadow those in power. Law 2 tells us to always say less than necessary, highlighting that subtlety can be more powerful than verbosity when dealing with influential figures. Law 4 urges self-denial as essential for personal growth and power accumulation. By depriving oneself of comforts, one becomes stronger internally and more resilient in challenging times. By understanding these laws deeply, Greene suggests that one can navigate the treacherous waters of ambition more effectively, though at what personal cost remains an open question. Law 1 advises never to outshine your master. It's not about being modest, but understanding when and how to apply your talents without overshadowing those above you. Law 2 instructs us to always say less than necessary. Mastering silence can be more powerful than any speech, ensuring others do most of the talking and revealing themselves in the process. Law 4 suggests depriving oneself of luxuries. It's not merely about self-denial, but seeing deprivation as a form of discipline that sharpens focus and strengthens resolve. These laws are not just guidelines for success, but a path to mastering one's own mind and spirit. They require constant vigilance and strategic thinking. Law 4 advises us to deprive ourselves. It's the most important of all laws. By denying ourselves pleasure, we build resilience and focus in achieving our goals. Greene draws from historical figures to illustrate these principles, like the Roman general Scipio Africanus, who mastered self-denial before conquering Carthage. Law 2 tells us to always say less than necessary. Silence can be more powerful and intriguing than words. It compels others to ask questions and reveals their true intentions. Greene's insights into power dynamics are timeless. In today's competitive world, mastering these laws can mean the difference between being a player or a pawn in the game of business and politics. Greene's Law 1 urges us to never outshine our superiors, maintaining that brilliance is best reserved for when it can shine brighter than those above us. Law 2 teaches us that words can be weapons. Fewer words mean less chance for error or misinterpretation, leaving our true intentions unscathed. Law 4 advises us that the most critical form of self-denial is not just material but mental. Refraining from acting on every impulse helps preserve our energy and strategic focus. By depriving ourselves of immediate gratification, we align with a long-term strategic vision that ensures our success over time. Greene's writing style is clear and engaging, making complex strategies accessible even to those unfamiliar with power dynamics. Yet, each law is grounded firmly in historical examples. Greene's laws are not mere platitudes. They are practical steps that, when mastered, can give you an edge in any competitive environment. While Greene's guide offers valuable insights into manipulating power structures, some may find it overly cynical or manipulative. It's not for everyone. Whether you're navigating the corporate world or political arena, 48 Laws of Power provides an essential toolkit for understanding and mastering the rules of engagement. Greene's exploration of power dynamics is not just about acquiring it, but also understanding its intricate nuances. Each law serves to peel back another layer of this enigmatic force. Greene uses Law 4 to teach us that self-denial can be a powerful tool for success. It's about knowing when to sacrifice personal desires for greater gains down the line. This law isn't just for the power-hungry, but also for those who wish to navigate life's challenges wisely. The historical examples that pepper each chapter provide context and real-world application of these laws. They illustrate how power strategies have evolved yet remain fundamentally unchanged through time. Law 1 advises against outshining your master, an essential rule for anyone trying to climb the ranks without being seen as a threat. It's about understanding hierarchy and knowing when to play a supporting role rather than a leading one. Greene's writing style is clear and engaging, making even the most cynical advice accessible and thought-provoking. Each chapter feels like stepping into a well-lit chamber filled with wisdom from the past. The laws presented in Greene's book are like a map to the intricacies of power dynamics. Just as the fox navigates the wilderness with calculated moves, readers can learn to maneuver through complex social and professional terrains. The book's strength lies in its rich historical examples and clear explanations. Yet, like any powerful tool, it can be dangerous if not handled with care and moral awareness. Ultimately, Greene's guide to power requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking. Like the fox studying its surroundings, mastering these laws demands awareness and caution at every turn. Greene's writing style is clear and compelling, drawing you into each law with historical tales that illustrate his points vividly. The book is filled with strategic insights that are hard to argue against, but also leaves one wondering about the cost of such tactics on personal integrity. Despite its cynicism, 48 Laws offers a practical guide to navigating complex social and business landscapes. As you turn each page, Greene's laws become more than just theories. They start to feel like tools in your own arsenal. Greene masterfully weaves history and narrative, making each chapter feel like a page-turning tale of intrigue and strategy. Law 1. Never outshine the master. The image of the cunning fox teaches us to be subtle, to hide our brilliance until the right moment arrives. Law 2. Always say less than necessary. The wisdom of this law is beautifully illustrated through historical anecdotes where silence speaks volumes. Law 4. Depride yourself. It is the most important of all laws. The fox exemplifies restraint and self-denial, essential for long-term success over fleeting pleasure. Greene's 48 Laws of Power is a masterful work that blends historical wisdom with modern insights, offering readers a clear and engaging guide to strategic thinking. Despite its cynicism, Greene's book provides invaluable insights into the darker aspects of human ambition and strategy, making it both thought-provoking and practical. The book's rich historical examples bring each law to life, providing real-world context that enhances understanding and application of its principles. However, some may find Greene's approach overly cynical or manipulative, leading to ethical dilemmas that readers must grapple with if they choose to follow his advice. Greene's writing style in 48 Laws of Power is clear, engaging, and meticulously researched. He uses historical examples to illustrate his points vividly. However, one must consider if Greene's guide to power is overly cynical. The constant emphasis on manipulation and control can be unsettling for readers seeking more ethical approaches. Law 1 advises never outshining your master. It's about maintaining humility and avoiding unnecessary conflict. This principle is both practical and politically savvy. Law 4 emphasizes self-denial as a means to achieving personal power. This law challenges readers to understand sacrifice is often necessary for greater gains. Greene's writing style is clear and engaging, weaving intricate tales that make each principle both memorable and applicable to real-life situations. Yet, Greene's work may seem overly cynical or manipulative to some, raising ethical questions about using such tactics for personal gain. Despite potential moral qualms, Greene's guide is invaluable for anyone seeking to understand and navigate power dynamics effectively. Ultimately, mastering Greene's laws requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking, making this book essential for those who wish to outmaneuver their competitors. Greene's writing is clear and engaging, offering readers a wealth of historical examples to illustrate how power dynamics have played out throughout history. While Greene's laws offer practical advice for navigating power dynamics, some readers may find his cynical perspective off-putting or overly manipulative. Despite its potential pitfalls, 48 Laws of Power is essential reading for those who wish to understand the intricate mechanisms behind success in business or politics. Ultimately, Greene's guide serves as a reminder that mastering power requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking, making every reader ponder their own place within these dynamics. In 48 Laws of Power, Greene invites us to explore the dark alleys and hidden corridors of power where ambition can thrive or crumble. The laws of power can be as fickle and unpredictable as this fox in the woods. They demand constant vigilance and adaptation to survive. Mastering power requires not just understanding Greene's laws, but also the willingness to embrace their sometimes harsh realities and complexities. If you're ready to navigate the intricate landscape of power and influence with strategic insight and cunning, Greene's guide offers invaluable lessons. Robert Greene weaves through complex power dynamics like a shadow slipping between pillars of light, revealing secrets that others fear to uncover. Greene's 48 Laws of Power is like a sly fox who navigates through dense undergrowth. It requires you to think strategically and stay one step ahead of your competitors. Through his meticulous research and profound insight into human nature, Greene offers readers an indispensable guide to navigating the murky waters of power and influence. While Greene's advice may seem cynical to some, those who master his laws will find themselves well-equipped to weather any storm in their quest for power and success. Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power is an intellectual tour de force that challenges readers to confront uncomfortable truths about power dynamics. The strategies outlined in Greene's book are as sharp and insightful as this clever creature navigating treacherous terrain to outwit its prey. For those in business or politics seeking to outmaneuver competitors, this book offers invaluable insights into strategic thinking and power dynamics. Mastering Greene's laws requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking, but for those willing to embrace this wisdom, the rewards are immense.